Welcome to the Lawrence farm. There's been a tragedy. I think the coyotes have gotten 3 of my kitten-cats. This is Black Cat, the large black cat on the edge of the trailer. He's the father of all the kittens and has always been quite a feral cat, not hanging around too much, but he's getting better. These are the last of the kittens. I only have 2 left. I started with 8. A friend took 3, so that was nice. And I think the coyotes, they just got 3 of them. Since the disappearance, these 2 have been much more watchful, more sensitive to noises, more spooky. But this is how it all started. I had been feeding a rangy, smallish black cat that showed up almost 2 or 3 years ago, but nothing ever happened, and all was good. Then another rangy black cat showed up, and then there was a third one that showed up, and I think this third one was the male. And so about 1.5 years ago, I had about 8 kittens that also showed up. They were all very feral. They came by to eat, and they pooped around in the concrete, and I was making a big mess, and so something had to be done. So I trapped them all. The adults I had neutered, and I moved them up to the pole barn that you saw earlier, and the kittens, I built this cage and moved them up into the house where I could go in and sit with them and turn them into domesticated cats. So once a day I would crawl in there with them and play with the kittens. Starting out, they would all pile into that box, and I had to fish them all out of there. There I'm fishing. There was one more left, I guess. So I'd have to fish them all out of there, but eventually they all started coming out and being around me and enjoying being domestic cats as opposed to being feral cats. The kittens are getting bigger, and they're outgrowing this small little pen that I built for them in the house there. So I closed in the end of the chick barn, set up a little door that they could come in. And so they come in, I sit with them in the morning. They've got a place that they can eat. There's a place to drink. Of course, the waste facilities, they're just on the outside. That's a penned up area on the outside. So initially I just had them secured in here. There's a place where they can climb around and play. So I moved them out of the house into the chick barn area where they could grow up bigger, and I could still have them under containment and get them neutered and get them all set up for life on the farm. So there's the arch barn. That's where the kittens started out, and the low brown building there, that's the chick barn. On the left side of that, in the back there, that's where I closed off an area for the kittens, and their outside spot is just on the porch area there. So eventually I was able to open that up and let them come out here and play. So they would come out and start climbing all over everything. but it's really not that far from down here at the Arch Barn and Chick Barn complex to up by where the main house is, just up the path there a little bit, and then dead ahead at the end of the road is the pole barn where I've got them located right now. So the pole barn is quite a bit closer to the house. So the kittens would come out to play, and they became great buddies with two of my livestock guardian dogs. That's Thor on the left and Hero on the right. And they got along really well. And I think this might have sort of helped lead to the kittens' downfall, because they became very familiar with canines and they weren't on guard, so to speak. We had been having trouble with coyotes on the farm. Recently, coyotes had killed some of Jackie's sheep. So that was one of the reasons we moved Thor out with the sheep to help protect the sheep from the coyotes. And Hero, well, he was another problem. He kept digging under fences and going over gates, and so I had to put him in a more secure area. And so there's Hero up on the back porch. He has house privileges, but he's also behind that net electric fence, so he's been staying put very nicely there. But we aren't having guard dogs to speak of around the local farm area. So I think the coyotes started encroaching. One sign of encroaching wildlife is this visitor that I picked up on my security camera in the kittens' eating area. The wildlife had never come into the kittens' eating area before, and now this possum was making a mess of the place. So with 3 kittens missing, presumed taken by coyotes, I moved the remaining 2 kittens up to the pole barn where their mother and father were still located. Mother and father cat were still kind of standoffish. They had gentled down quite a bit. They let me come up and bring them food. They wouldn't run off. They would stay, about maybe 5 to 6 feet away from me sometimes. But they hadn't let me get up and touch them or handle them or anything. So this is where they are now. I've got food and water set up on the hay trailer here next to the backhoe. That's Cherry over there in the backhoe. And here we have Midnight, the mama cat, and on the left there is Black Cat, the papa cat. Watermelon and Cherry still like to sit with me, and I will often see Midnight and Black Cat sitting together on the other side of the trailer from us. So here we have Midnight, mama cat out in the distance there. Black Cat, the papa cat's coming up to be more sociable with the kittens. Watermelon's up on the trailer eating. That's Cherry that just hopped up behind Black Cat there. Black Cat has been much more sociable with the kittens, especially Cherry and Black Cat get along a lot better. Watermelon, they're starting to get on better too. I was astounded to find out that I could reach over and start petting Black Cat, the papa cat, at the end of the trailer. Cherry was with me there also. But Black Cat had seen me pet the other Kitten-Cats a lot, and I think he was getting jealous because he was starting to come up. But I'm really quite amazed that he's letting me do this. So I think the Kitten-Cats have been a good influence on the adult cats. black cat especially, he's really started to come around. I never thought I'd be able to manhandle him like that and move him around. That maybe Midnight will come around eventually. I just feel bad about the 3 cats that are missing. Started with 8 kittens. 3 went off to a good home, and I've lost 3 now. So we got these 2 remaining, plus the 2 adult cats. So this is the end of this chapter of my cat saga. There's some additional cat videos that I've done showing the progress along the way from feral cats, feral kittens, to domestic cats. There's a link on the far right here that you might look at. Thanks for watching.